Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome back to another explainer. Today, we're taking a magnifying glass to something that is just incredibly fascinating. We're zooming all the way in on a single, isolated fragment of our modern information ecosystem. Seriously, we're looking at just one source, a tiny, tiny digital footprint. But, within this extremely concise piece of text, we're going to uncover the whole rhythm of how we consume information as a society. We're going to explore the mechanics, the speed, and the delivery of the digital heartbeat of America.
Now, I want you to think about something for a second. What exactly is America's digital pulse? I mean, if you couldn't just go and look at massive corporate data centers or, peek behind the curtain at complex social media algorithms, if you had to strip absolutely all of that away and just look at the raw language of how information is packaged and presented to us, how do you actually measure the modern heartbeat of a nation's information flow? Well, spoiler alert, we don't need petabytes of external data to answer this. We really just need to look at the exact words publishers use to grab and hold on to our attention.
So, I ask you, what is a pulse? Let's actually look at the dictionary definition of the word, because it gives us two absolutely vital clues. First, let's look at the biological aspect, right? A rhythmic throb. That's a heartbeat, the constant, reliable, repetitive drumming that keeps a living organism alive and moving. But look at the second part of that definition, a single vibration or short burst of electric current. See, in our digital age, the momentum of a nation isn't driven by blood, it's driven by data. It's the short, sharp electric signals hitting our screens, vibrating in our pockets, flashing on our monitors. Every single notification is a beat. Every headline is a burst.
And that brings us to the specific instrument we're using today to measure this heartbeat, USA Today. Now, for decades, this publication has been just a massive staple of the American media diet. But when we view it through the lens of the digital space, it acts as a very specific kind of seismograph. It's this institution that's entirely dedicated to capturing those chaotic events happening all around the globe and translating them into those electric signals we just talked about to be distributed out to the masses. It is the mechanism that's attempting to measure and broadcast this overarching American heartbeat.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the exact phrasing they use to define themselves. Take this tagline, pulled directly from our source material, breaking news and latest news today. I know, it seems incredibly simple, right? Just a standard description, but read it again, out loud. Breaking news and latest news today. The word news is repeated twice in super rapid succession. That repetition creates a very deliberate emphasis. It's not just breaking and latest updates, it is breaking news and latest news. That calculated repetition, it really reinforces the sheer volume of the information stream. It tells us that this is a dual-engine machine, and it's constantly pumping out data.
Let's break this down even further, and as we do, I want you to think about the incredible speed at which all of this happens. On one side, you have breaking news, right? It's sudden, it's an interruption, it's an electric shock that literally stops whatever you're doing right in your tracks and forces you to look right now. But then, on the other side, we have the latest news today. And this is a completely different energy. This isn't a shock, it's a stream. It's the continuous, ongoing flow of updates that keeps the momentum steady after that initial breaking shock wave has passed. So it's shock, then flow, shock, then flow. That is the fundamental rhythm of our media consumption.
Let's move to and see how this builds into a timeline of our attention. The publisher's tagline gives us three specific time-based concepts, and they perfectly map out the entire chronological lifespan of information. First, breaking implies the immediate, literally 1 second ago. The event just happened. Next comes the latest. Now, the latest implies a short accumulation of time, maybe an hour ago. The shock has passed, and the story is now developing. And finally, today. This puts a hard boundary around the entire signal within a strict 24-hour cycle. The information lifespan is born in the break, it matures in the latest, and it effectively resets at the end of today, only to start the frantic cycle all over again tomorrow.
So the absolutely crucial point here is how that final word, today, anchors everything together. The anatomy of today is built on 3 pillars. First, immediate relevance. Basically, if an event isn't happening right now, in the present moment, it simply doesn't fit the rhythm. Second, constant updates. The promise of the latest ensures that the stream never goes dry. And third, national scope. USA Today isn't just speaking to a single town, it's attempting to synchronize the heartbeat of an entire country. Today is the ultimate container, It holds the chaotic energy of breaking news and forces it into a strict, digestible, daily rhythm for a national audience. And this brilliantly illustrates the actual physical mechanism of how this digital signal is transmitted in the modern era. Just look at that link provided in the source. It's just raw text, a random string of characters. But this isn't a massive printing press running overnight, and this definitely isn't a fleet of delivery trucks throwing rolled-up paper onto your front lawn. No, this simple hyperlink is the actual vascular system of the digital age. It's a tiny, highly efficient portal that allows the impact of breaking news to be instantly transmitted from one device, clear across the country, to another device, literally in the blink of an eye.
When we take a step back and put these implicit pieces together, the publisher, the dual-engine tagline, and that specific shareable link, we see the complete flow of the digital news ecosystem. Step 1. USA Today captures the global event and publishes the breaking news. Boom! The initial electric signal is generated. Step 2. That hyperlink is utilized. A user grabs that share link, our digital vascular system, and sends it. Step 3. The current reaches the rest of America. The latest news today propagates through millions of screens simultaneously. The heartbeat of the nation's awareness is sustained, and it's entirely dependent on this simple, continuous, three-step digital loop.
Which brings us to the ultimate question I want to leave you with today. Are you driving America's digital pulse, or are you just reading it? Think about it. Every single time you sit back and consume that breaking news, you are the passive recipient of the current. But the exact moment you copy a share link, just like the one we analyzed today, and send it to a friend, a family member, or a colleague, you become the heartbeat itself. You transition from consumer to distributor, actively pumping the information through the digital veins of the country. So the next time that electric shock of a breaking headline hits your phone, ask yourself, are you just the audience, or are you the pulse? Thank you so much for joining me in this explainer. Until next time, keep analyzing the information around you and stay focused.